Have you ever noticed that the moment you feel like giving up is usually the same moment you start questioning everything you've built? You've worked, you've sacrificed, you've prayed, you've tried again and waited and tried once more. And somehow the results still aren't what you expected. And then a dangerous little thought slips in. Maybe this isn't working. That's the moment most people quit. Not because they weren't capable, and not because they had no potential, but because they got worn out waiting for proof that the effort was actually going somewhere. So before you quit anything, I want you to ask yourself one real question. Do I actually need to stop, or do I need to change how I'm moving? Because sometimes the next chapter of your life doesn't need you to walk away. It just needs you to adjust. Today I want to show you why so many people give up right when they're closer than they think. Welcome back to Unbreakable Mentality. I'm Lady Cisca Dominic, and this isn't a channel about chasing success. It's about building the kind of mind that actually creates it. Today we are getting into something almost everyone goes through eventually. That point where you've been working, waiting, and fighting for so long that quitting starts to feel like the easier option. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's your career or a version of your life you're trying to build. You started asking, how much longer is this going to take? Or a dream nobody else really gets. Or maybe you're just trying to become a better version of yourself. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man with a dream. Not much money, no powerful connections, nobody in his corner reminding him every day that he could pull it off. Just an idea he believed could change his life. So he started. In the beginning, he was excited. Up early, working late, learning everything he could get his hands on. He made mistakes, fixed them, tried again, and again, and again. But the months went by, and the results stayed small. And people started noticing. Are you sure this thing is actually working? Maybe you should try something else. You've been at this a long time. Why not just get a normal job? At first, he brushed it off. But eventually, those voices stopped being other people's voices. They became the voice in his own head. One night, he sat alone, looked back at everything he'd put in, and for the first time, he said it out loud. Maybe I should quit. Have you ever been there? Not giving up because you stopped caring. Giving up because you're tired. Tired of trying. Tired of waiting. Tired of starting over. Tired of watching everyone else move faster. Tired of explaining a dream nobody asks about. Tired of wondering if you're wasting your time. This is exactly where something dangerous happens. You start confusing delayed results with failure. You start thinking, if it hasn't happened by now, maybe it never will. But who actually told you that? Who told you your timeline has to look like anyone else's? Who told you slow progress isn't still progress? And who told you that just because you can't see results yet, the work has no value? Lesson 1. Delay isn't defeat. Here's the first thing I want you to hold on to. Don't confuse delay with defeat. Some things simply take longer than you expected, and that doesn't automatically mean they're not working. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight. A skill doesn't turn into mastery in a week. A business doesn't succeed just because you launched it. And a new life doesn't appear because you made one good decision. Growth has a process. And the frustrating part is that most of it happens where you can't see it. Think about planting a seed. You water it, you protect it, and for days, nothing. If you judge that seed only by what's visible above the soil, you'd assume nothing was happening. But underneath the surface, something absolutely is. Your life can work the same way. You might not see the breakthrough yet. That doesn't mean the work has been for nothing. Lesson 2. Change the strategy, not the purpose. Now here's the part people get wrong. You don't let perseverance turn into stubbornness. An unbreakable mentality doesn't mean doing the exact same thing forever and hoping for a different outcome. Sometimes you don't need to quit the dream. You need to change the approach. The goal might be right even when the method is wrong. Maybe you need new knowledge, better people around you, sharper skills, different timing. Or honestly, maybe you just need rest before you start again with a better plan. There's a real difference between saying this isn't working, so I'm a failure, and saying this approach isn't working, so I need to learn and adjust. One of those sentences wrecks your confidence. The other one builds your wisdom. The story continued back to that young man. The next morning, nothing magically changed. No miracle was waiting at his door. Nothing suddenly got easier. But he made one decision. He stopped asking, why isn't this working? And started asking, what can I change? He studied his own mistakes. He improved his approach. He learned from people a few steps ahead of him. And he stopped measuring his chapter 1 against someone else's chapter 20. Most importantly, he refused to let one hard season write the ending of his whole story. Lesson 3. Don't let a feeling make a permanent decision. Which brings me to the third lesson. Don't let a temporary emotion make a permanent decision. One terrible day doesn't make you a failure. One exhausted night isn't a reason to abandon the dream. A painful season doesn't mean your future is hopeless, and a hard today doesn't mean you'll never be able to do this. Rest first. Breathe. Step away from the noise for a minute and let your head clear. Then decide. Because a lot of the time, you don't actually want to quit. You just want the pain to stop. And those are two very different things. Listen to me carefully. Maybe you've been grinding quietly for months. Maybe nobody's celebrating you. Nobody fully understands what you're building. And the results are still small enough that you've started doubting yourself. Before you walk away from anything, look back first. Look at where you started. Look at what you've learned, what you've survived, who you've become in the process. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you are not where you started. That matters more than you're giving it credit for. Here's something worth remembering. Your breakthrough won't always look like a sudden miracle. Sometimes it looks like discipline. Sometimes it's wisdom you didn't have before, or meeting the right person at the right time, or finally realizing your old strategy was the problem. Sometimes the breakthrough is simply understanding yourself better, or just finding the courage to try one more time. So don't get so fixated on the destination that you miss the transformation already happening in you. Because whoever eventually reaches that destination has to become someone capable of handling what's waiting there. If you're at that point right now, tired, discouraged, wondering whether to keep going, don't rush the decision. Ask yourself 3 things. Am I really finished, or am I just tired? Does the dream need to end, or does the strategy need to change? Am I actually failing, or is this simply a season where results are taking longer than I expected? You don't have to keep doing something blindly just because you started it. But don't throw away a purpose that still matters just because your first attempt didn't work. Adjust, learn, rest, rebuild, and when you're ready, move again. Tell me in the comments, have you ever come this close to giving up on something that actually mattered to you? If you're in that season right now, type, I will not quit on my purpose. And if you know deep down, it's your strategy that needs to change, not your purpose, type, I will adjust, not abandon. Subscribe to Unbreakable Mentality for the stories, the mindset lessons, and the honest conversations that help you become stronger, wiser, and more intentional. I'm Lady Cisca Dominic, and remember, sometimes the answer isn't to quit. Sometimes the answer is to change the way you move. Keep going, keep learning, keep building, and above all, stay unbreakable.